Guys, Valentine's Day is almost here. Today's January 30th. You got a couple weeks. What better way to say I love you than with an original cozy and classic Miki Couture blanket? Save 50% using promo code ZONE50 in stores and online at MikiCouture.com. Miki Couture has got you covered this Valentine's Day. DJ and PK, we're joined now by Todd Phillips, UVU men's basketball coach. Todd, good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing?
Well, we're good, but we haven't won 10 in a row, so you're a little better.
No, we're doing good right now, getting ready for a big one on Saturday. But, yeah, that's how basketball is. You win, and then you got to play again. So we're excited.
First place Wolverines at second place Grand Canyon. They've got one loss in conference. You are undefeated in conference, so it's a huge showdown. How much of this is expected? How much of this is things are really clicking, and this is best-case scenario?
Yeah, I'd say best case scenario. I don't think we were projected to be in first place this time of year. I think we came in at fifth. We had a ton of new guys. But, the guys are playing really well together. We've had, I think the strength of our team is that multiple guys step up and have big games and help carry us to wins through this 10-game win streak.
Coach, I'm torn because I got a teaching certificate from Grand Canyon. I'm like the only guy that in the state who has a Grand Canyon connection. But my wife teaches at Corner Canyon, and you got the big fellas there, and I've seen them play in high school, Welling. So I don't know what to think. Who should I root for Saturday?
Hey, I don't think it's a question. I'd heard about that, and I almost didn't come on the show with you being a rival there, but I think we can sway you a little bit. The Wellings are tremendous, been great for us, and, they've been a big part of our success.
And, I know you followed you back, and you're at junior college, I think Norm Parrish over there at Salt Lake. And I was thinking about this. You just mentioned, you got a ton of new guys. And for many years, it was a while, but I did cover junior college basketball. And the change that you have in junior college from year to year, we're now seeing that at the higher levels. And it's nothing new if you were a junior college person with the background to see change from year to year. And so I'm wondering, how much has that helped you in putting a team together quickly? Because you have to do that basically every year as a junior college coach.
No doubt. I think for me, I probably stress a little less than our coaches have that have been in Division I for a long time. Obviously, I was here with Madsen and then our assistants, we have Todd Okeson and the rest of the staff, they've been Division I guys. And so, kind of putting that together, bringing guys in late a little bit is, maybe I stress a little less than I should. But, you're exactly right. We did that for a long, long time. And, sometimes you're getting your best players at the very end. So it's still stressful. Still stress a lot, but it's exactly what it is. It's like a junior college team every year.
The transfer portal has meant that the rosters for teams across the state don't seem to have as many local guys, and certainly not as many prominent local guys on the team as people are used to. And I've talked to fans of multiple schools who don't like that, unless their team is 19-2, and then they'll adjust pretty quickly.
Right.
I look at your roster, and 4 of your top 6 scorers are Utah kids. Is that a plan? Is that just the way things happen to work out this year, and it'll be different down the line, or is that something you're going to stick with?
No, I definitely think it's part of the plan. I mean, I think it's part of my strength as a coach. I've been in Utah a long time. I started with Tommy Connor at Westminster. Obviously, Tommy went to Utah after that. And so had deep ties in the state with players. And, I've been here a long time like you guys, and I've seen the success with Utah kids from Utah State to BYU to Utah. Seems like whenever they had their great years, there was 2 or 3 Utah kids at the core of that. And, we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue bringing Utah kids. I think it's a chance like the Wellings to bring them home, right? They get to come home and play in front of family and friends. And I think it gives us a chance to bring in some really good kids that will maybe stay a couple years.
You got a dynamic guard in Dominic Nelson, and he's out of Florida. How'd you end up with that connection to get him here?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, we actually took 2 JUCO kids out of Florida, and it's kind of, I don't think there's really a rhyme or reason like how it always happens, but, you're always working those connections. We'll send a coach to Florida every year and watch those kids and talk to those coaches like, they're not going to come clear across the country. He's a kid who decommitted, and so kind of was available late. My staff did a heck of a job of kind of identifying him, and, I'd lie to you if I said we thought he'd come in and do what he's doing. I don't know if anybody thought he'd do he would be that good. But he's just a kid that continues to get better. The knock was, he doesn't shoot the three well. He knocked 2 down the other night, just huge threes. And so, you guys got to just recruit the right kids and put them in good situations. So we got, two of those Florida kids. I joked on the TV the other night that we tricked them and told them it was going to be warm. No, we sold them on the mountains and told them we got big, heavy coats for them in the winter, and then it'll get nice again here in the summer.
Is there more opportunity to recruit at the JC level now that everyone else is looking at the transfer portal? Does that create a little bit of an opening for a school like UVU?
It does. It does. And it's still kind of a game. Some years you'll see a lot of higher levels Power 5 guys on those JUCO kids, and then some years those kids open up. But it's. I think a lot of schools now are not recruiting the junior college kids as hard because they're going to go get the portal kids, right? I'm going to go take a kid at a Power 5 from a Utah State, then wait for a junior college kid. And we're the same way. It changes year to year. I mean, this year we took 3 junior college kids. Next year we might only take 1. It's just kind of trying to get the right fit for your guys. And the big thing for everybody, it's hard for us, but it's hard for everybody is try to keep your guys because they're much better. We have 3 guys that are playing significant minutes for us from our team last year. And it's just, they just get better and better if they can stay in your program.
You already beat Grand Canyon once, 72-64. And then the next game, I watched it. That was the Cal Baptist. You played Cal Baptist twice. Both of them were right down to the end. One, you were down 12 at halftime, if I remember correctly. And then you've had these real close games, literally buzzer beaters and all that. What is the secret sauce there as far as being able to win all these close games? Because outside of Utah Tech, I think you've had like 6 in a row that have gone basically right down to the end.
Yeah, the secret sauce is interesting. I think part of it is, as a coach, I go back and watch. It's like, well, we did this wrong to put ourselves in this situation. We did this wrong. We were up 4. We should have made it 6. No, I think the guys staying together, I think that's been really big for us. They execute the game plan, down the stretch, and then guys stepping up and making big plays. Jackson Holcomb against UTA, Utah Texas Arlington comes in the game. We're down. He makes a steal. We score, lay it in, and tie the game up and go into overtime, and so just guys stepping up to make big plays. I think our style of basketball and how we play, we're probably not going to blow people out. We're pretty big and, we're long and athletic. I think we might be the biggest team in our league. And so we kind of beat you in the paint and on the glass. And so when you're doing those things, you then guard the 3.
Todd Phillips joining us, UVU men's basketball coach, 10-game win streak. They're 15-6 on the year, 7-0 in the WAC, and in first place, playing second place Grand Canyon on the road Saturday night. You are the 3rd straight UVU basketball coach we have had on the show because UVU keeps winning and keeps striking gold. What is it about UVU that, despite the changes with the head coach, the program keeps winning at a pretty good clip?
Now, that's a good question. I think one, we got great support down here from our administration, from the president, obviously, of the school. She's at every game. She's cheering at every game, to our AD and the support that he gives the program. We got great facilities and obviously the school being the biggest school in the state and it continues to grow. I think kids come on campus when we recruit them and to be honest with you, they're shocked. We brought Dom in from Miami. We bring Texas kids in. They think, we're just going to Utah and this and that. And then they come on campus and they're just blown away with not only our growth there, but what we have. And then we have great coaches. We've had a couple coaches that stayed through Madsen, that have stayed with me. And so we've had really good coaches come through this program. And so it's been a great recipe for success.
Grand Canyon, man, they get all excited there. Gym's usually packed and all that stuff. They like to say they take shots at ASU and say they've got the best atmosphere in the Valley as far as basketball games. They've got a little rivalry then going there. So I'm very much familiar with it. You tell your guys anything to be aware because it's going to be intense and you've already beat them, obviously.
Yeah, no, they know. The guys that played there last year, it's going to be super loud. Their crowd gets into it and then they crank up their speaker system there so you can't hear in the timeouts and it's loud and crazy. It'll be a great environment for our guys. I think the big thing for us is it's not going to be easy. I'm not saying anything like that, but our preseason schedule was brutal. We were on the road almost the whole preseason. So the guys that played on the road, they have experience there. We took some lumps early in the year. I mean, we had 4 in a row when we're playing Power Fives on the road. And so, it's kind of seasoned our guys to know that we can get through stuff together. And so, we'll be ready for it. It's a great game. The thing I ask of you, PK, you're not contributing to their NIL down there, are you? You better not be helping them out down there.
Don't worry about
to be the biggest in the West.
Don't worry about that. There's a tamper-proof seal on the top of that wallet. Nobody's gotten in there.
I'm very generous with my charitable donations. I have golfed at their golf course, so if that goes to anything at NAL, they've got. It used to be the old Maryvale when I was a kid, but now Grand Canyon owns it, I guess, and it's their university's golf course, which is right down the road. But other than that, no. But I do pay attention, that's for sure, and I've been in that gym and all that stuff, and so I know all about it. So I'm really excited to see what this game does because it's funny, Coach, because if you win, that puts you up 2 games, obviously, over them. But then when you get to the conference tournament, can you beat a team 3 times and all that stuff? And, the league with likely just the 1 bid at stake there for the NCAA tournament, it's funny in that, that's still 6 weeks away, but that sort of amps up the pressure. Not that you don't want to lose, you want to lose so you don't have the pressure. I get all that, but it's just all these games, particularly for some of these leagues, when you get these teams like this as we get into February, they all become so huge and the opportunity to win it. And does that give you an edge? You don't really care about that, but just the games that we play away from the games, I'm interested to see when we get to the conference tournament, see how it all shakes out. But there's still a long way to go. Obviously, you want to win. And if you win, man, wow, beating that team at that place, that might be the best regular season win in program history.
No doubt. I mean, they returned everybody but one starter from last year's team that went to the second round of the NCAA tournament. They brought in some really good pieces. They're projected to win our league.
Right.
They're a super talented team, and so that all comes into play. And for us, and we just keep harping our guys is great. 10-game win streak is nice, but nobody cares what you're doing in January.
Right.
We got to continue to get better. Our guys got to continue to get better, and I think we have a lot of room for improvement. I think that's what excites me about our team is we got guys that aren't playing at their best, that aren't playing as consistent as they can be. And so we'll have a guy go for 18 one game and then he has 4 the next, and it's like we got to be consistent. And so I think we're getting that way. I think our guys are believing in that, and then that's you just keep prepping and keep getting better and better and getting ready for the tournament here at the end of February.
What does NIL look like in the WAC? You referenced that there. I've heard a couple of years ago, maybe 800,000 or 900,000 was the top of the WAC, and Grand Canyon was winning big. So I'm pretty sure I knew who the person who told me which school they were talking about at that point. But everything changes pretty quickly. What does it look like now?
Yeah, I think it's I don't want to speak out of turn of everybody's numbers, but you just kind of hear numbers out there. I mean, there's Grand Canyon, and then there's everybody else. Mm-hmm. I'd say Grand Canyon has probably 2 or 3 guys getting that. There's I've heard rumors up to over $2 million at their collective. I'd say the rest of the WAC is probably under $500,000 that they're having, and if they have that, that's really good. And so that's a constant battle for us is to not only find the right guys that we can bring in with our collective, that we can help take care of, but that can play for us. And so, that's the battle, and you do it every year and you figure it out. It's it is what it is, and so that's why it's great when you can do what we're doing right now with what we have.
Any opportunity going forward in the non-conference to play BYU and Utah more often?
Good question. I would say probably not, but we'll see. I mean, we reach out every year, because one of the things that we do, like at our level, at the mid-major level, is we play 3 or 4 Power Fives every year for guarantee money. Basically, they pay us and they come in and play, and they're hoping that they beat us, and they give us a paycheck and we go, and that helps with how we fund everything and how we do things at Utah Valley. And so it's great when we can get those games because they're close, they're right down the road, they're fun for our guys. But I think it comes hard for them, right? It's kind of if Utah Valley wins, it's bad PR for us, and so eventually I think some things will work out, but it's hard. And then we don't necessarily want to, BYU's in the top 10 in the country and ranked supposed to be that year. That's not a great game for us to go play. We had an opportunity to go play Duke this last year, and I think they're coming in as a preseason number 1. It's like, well, that's just a game that we're not going to win. That's not good for us. We're going to go play somebody that's more of a, the level that we think we can have a shot to beat them. And we did that this year. We went out and beat a couple Power 5 teams and played them at their place and had a chance to win. So scheduling is way more complex than probably people want to realize. Fans want to realize. And as a fan myself, obviously I grew up watching basketball in the state of Utah. I want those games, but you got to be smart and strategic in what you do.
Well, Coach, good luck Saturday. We will be watching the game, and we'll see if you can get it to 11 in a row. But like you said, it'll be a February 1 game, and it's really about March, so you got to keep getting better whether you win or lose. No doubt. But it's gonna be an unbelievable game. I think we're taking a ton of fans down. A bunch of planes are going down from Utah Valley, so we'll have a little green in the crowd and with all that sea of purple. There you go. All right, thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Todd Phillips, UVU men's basketball coach, join us right here on The Zone. Jason Beck, the new offensive coordinator at the University of Utah, joins us at 9 o'clock. He's 15 minutes away. Stay with us right here on The Zone.